Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from Life with the Wolfies with a tea break. Now, you saw that little video live I did at the gas station. This is an example of what we're talking about when things go wrong. Okay. The only reason we went so far is because Briar wanted a McDonald's milkshake. And when we got there, it was no debit, no credit. So I dug in the bottom of my purse, paid for his shake, right? So then I go over to pull into the gas station, and I didn't see the lineup that was circling the parking lot. I only saw that there was a car there was a car at the pump. So I went around the lineup and not realizing it was a lineup and just trying to figure out, okay, it's obvious there's only two pumps working. And all right, so I'll go to this one. And I went to pull up and somebody said, hey, the lineup starts over there. You know, in A Christmas Story where they go, oh, the lineup's not too bad. There you go. And then, hey, kid, the lineup's all the way back to Terre Haute, you know. The line goes all the way back to the road. It goes all the way around and then up to here. So I move. Okay. Thank God my rage is gone, eh? So I went and I got in line. And we were 15 minutes in line. Now, yes, the man that pulled up to that pump was open, but it was open for somebody in the line to pull in this way if they had their gas tank on this side. And he just pulled in. And this guy just pulled into the pump to get gas, and people are really pissed. And somebody on the other side of the pump where the line we were in said, hey, there's a lineup and it starts over there. And he goes, I don't know what he said. It was all in French, so I don't know what they said, but he just basically said, never mind. And he filled up the tank in the back of his truck, and he filled up his truck. And the problem with that is A, the gas station had no debit, no credit. Their power was out. So the poor guy, the owner, the attendant, whoever was running the store, was operating two pumps and the cash, like the debit, with his phone on data. Right? I mean, otherwise nobody would have gotten anything. So, I mean, everybody had to be really patient. Right? So the fact that this guy just pulled in when there were 15 other cars waiting and then completely ignored everybody. And there was this one woman back there going, hey, you're an asshole. You know that? You're a dick. Is people were getting angrier and angrier. And then and this wasn't a young man. This man was probably in his late 50s, late 50s to late 60s. And another old codger pulled in behind him. Right here. And I was told you can't do that because there's a lineup. And this guy just pulled in and started pumping his gas. And that lady over there, the one that's beeping, she's called him a prick and flipped him off. There's a line. And people are trying. We got it! He's going to be told!
Can you please stop?
Yeah. People are going can you just please stop laying on your horn? Do you remember me, guys, in the days gone by? Do you remember how I would have probably really raging here, eh, Briar? And see, this car here is behind this truck. They think they're going to get in, and they're not. Because if they try, because he just pulled in ahead of 5, 6, 7, 8 cars and decided to pump his gas and not be courteous. And now someone's pulling in behind him. Good for you, darling. There's a lineup. It's over there.
I'm just really grateful that I've lost a lot of my rage.
And everybody said the same thing to him. Now, I couldn't say anything because these guys are French and they either don't speak English or they pretend not to speak English, because there's a lot of people who do that. And he's like, well, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, but everybody has it. Not only was he cutting in line, he was taking up the pump space for somebody to be able to come in this way by coming in this way. I mean, everybody was cooperating except a few people.
This fella right here was told, and he didn't give a shit anyway.
Thank you, darling. Have a good day. Be safe. Don't rush in the heat.
Right? Now, folks, this is just a power outage. And I want you to think about something. All the debit and credit machines were down. We were lucky, because if we couldn't have gotten gas, we wouldn't have made it home. So if you think about this, what happens when systems start crashing? It's always a good idea to keep some tuck cash in your purse or in your home for times like this. They want us to go into a cashless society. It's friggin' pandemonium in a small town when you know, if that guy hadn't been smart enough to be able to work the pumps and the take debit and credit with his phone, nobody would have gotten any gas, right? And the whole point also of not cutting into line and stuff like that, let me think about this. You only had 2 pumps running, right? And where that man pulled up, it was fine, but it wasn't his turn. And the thing is at times like this, it's not really fair. There's people who pull up, they're filling their entire vehicle and then filling gas cans. How long do you think it would take before those pumps or those tanks were empty? So somebody who's been waiting in line 15 minutes could get there and there'd be no more gas. So, folks, anger doesn't help. And I said to Briar, I said, you know, I'm scratching because we've been in the garden. I said to Briar, I said, Daddy doesn't understand that I've come a long way. Because if that had been me 3 years ago when somebody said, hey, don't cut in line, I would have just flipped them off and done the same thing. And now I don't. It's called patience and tolerance. It only takes one dickhead to stir up a hornet's nest. It really does. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from Life with the Wolfie saying, plant your gardens, tuck cash, and keep a lid on your temper, because it's going to take cool heads to prevail. If this is all that's going on, this is just in a small area of where that storm hit. I mean, my cousin Marilyn phoned me from Markham, which is like 4 hours away. And she said, they're not going to have our power back on for 3 days. I'm worried about my freezer. When events hit, you got a choice. You can stop, breathe, and think, and be calm, or you can be a dickhead and kick a hornet's nest. Don't be a dickhead. Take care. Mwah. God bless.